comprehensive APC program. Does that
Okay,
make
thank
sense?
you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. That's a very clear response.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you, Asif.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, Mandani. Thanks, Sarita. Any other questions? Cool. Let's head over to the next slide. So I think we would have covered a lot of this sort of context as we were speaking through sort of the previous slide. So you can stay here. Yep. And just working through sort of this particular slide that gives you a little bit of a snapshot of our timetable. So this is not the complete sort of timetable, but just gives you a nice flavor of some of the interventions that we have throughout the program. So the top part there is the development of the professional competence sort of phase. And one thing sort of worth highlighting over and above what I've already mentioned are items such as the sort of the how and what to research and managing the pre-release period. So just another example of a specific session that we have that's tailored towards sort of working or assisting you in working through an APC case study successfully from start to finish. In terms of the practice exams, we've spoken about that, and the assessment phase, we have also spoken about that too. On the right-hand side is just a sort of again, just a summary or rehashing some of the elements that we have already spoken about. We've spoken about the lovely workshops that we have, the class talks and all the guidance we provide. And Danny mentioned the CTA videos that we make available about the program. Should you want to refresh some of your technical knowledge, you have access to that too. We're going to talk about the personalized marketing feedback specifically, so just sort of park that for now. Private consultations we've spoken about. We've spoken about the private exams, the reflection, and we've spoken about how the feedback works. Wellness is a core part of our program. We've spoken a lot about sort of a lot of technical elements, competencies, and like just sort of things that are very important, but really not as important as just general wellness. And really excited for sort of Ele to share sort of after we run through all of this, some of the initiatives where we bring the human first, because ultimately that's really the starting point. If you're not in the right frame of mind when you sit down for an exam, if you're not in the right frame of mind as you're working through the program, you're gonna have a lot of stresses, a lot of things to manage. This is not an easy process. This is a big dream. This has been a journey for all of us, and we acknowledge that, and we believe that managing your wellness as a human is at the core of sort of not only your success throughout this program, but your success as a psycher, APC, but also your success as a chartered accountant, an empowered business leader. So really excited when Elias sort of comes in to share a little bit more details on that. But let's talk a little bit about the feedback and sort of a massive innovation that we're introducing. Well, we introduced it last year, but really honing in and doubling down in the new academic year. So we are very proud of Endunamo AI or NI that really assists us in facilitating personalized feedback in your development journey. But personalized feedback is something that I mean you may have heard of or you may have come to expect, but NI really allows us to push the boundaries of this personalized feedback, not only in the level of personalization, but also in the speed at which you can get this feedback, but also it empowers you as a candidate to work with this sort of program and platform and sort of get the feedback instantly to allow you to work through it. So really, we're having an eye as a fundamental part of your journey throughout this program. So where can you expect to encounter, or some of the areas where you can expect to encounter NI. And I'm going to also sort of ask Rendani after that sort of go over a brief overview to see if there's anything more that he also wants to add as a person that has been very closely involved in developing this amazing tool. So to give you a little bit of context, so in terms of the feedback that you'll be receiving and sort of the training journey that you'll be taking with us, we're going to be using EPC's 9-point competency framework. So this is the framework where we've defined 9 professional competencies that define a competent chartered accountant or an empowered business leader. And this is how we not only assist you in sort of learning about these competencies, but also applying these competencies and assessing how you are doing in applying all of these sort of competencies. So sort of I'm not going to sort of walk through all of them, but you will see at the bottom right-hand corner some familiar words. For example, technical skills, right? Competency number 2, critical thinking, competency number 3, business acumen, competency number 4, a very popular one, number 9, time management. So how are you faring amongst all of these competencies where each and every time you attempt a task or each and every time you attempt a case study? So all in all, you will sort of receive a report wherein you will be assessed against these 9 competencies, and then you will be told why. So why have you sort of achieved or not achieved this competency? And you can see by the example in the top right-hand corner there, just how granular the feedback you will be getting from our AI tool. After sort of it's assessed, and also following, sort of we'll speak about sort of the assessment process as well in sort of shortly. Just reading off from the top there, speaking around the balanced analysis of primary and secondary indicators that allows you to demonstrate competency 1, 2, and 3. So really, you're going to be getting that direct information as to this is what you did or this is what you did not do, that allowed you to tick off or demonstrate X1, 1, 2, or 3 competency. In terms of business acumen, it'll tell you specifically what you said. So you spoke around the issues around the legal tender, or you spoke around dynamic pricing. And because you were able to speak about those elements, you demonstrated business acumen. Really unprecedented levels of sort of personalized feedback that you're getting. So you can know exactly what you did to demonstrate a particular competency. And the opposite is also true, right? If you didn't sort of demonstrate any competencies, you will get that information too. So you'll see in the what did not go so well feedback, you're getting feedback, so just a little bit lower, the second paragraph, sort of top right-hand corner. You're getting feedback as you didn't discuss X, Y, Z. That's why you didn't demonstrate these indicators. So those indicators are what's sitting in our marking grid. In terms of that helps us when we sort of go through when you assess the overall outcome, right, of a particular task. But also speaking about, I think there were a few typos. Let's read there. So why generally clear, the memo occasionally includes run-on sentences, inconsistent capitalization, and minor spelling errors. Even giving you some examples, right? You spelled naira wrong, you spelled secondary wrong, and that detracted from the professional polish of your response, and therefore meaning you didn't demonstrate competency number 6 as an example. So number 8, sorry, that is. As an example, which is communication, etc. And really, again, that deep personalization of that feedback. Your advice going forward, it gives you some, again, personalized feedback of the things that you could have discussed or the things that you could have done to demonstrate some of these overall competencies. So we're able, using this tool, to give you this level of detail when it comes to your feedback. And remember, this is all the way throughout the program. So really starting from the foundation phase, as you attempt the tasks in the foundation phase, you'll be receiving these feedbacks. In fact, at the earlier stages, and even, or rather throughout the program, you could even sort of self-help yourself and actually sort of extract some of this feedback by yourself, receive it, and then be able to work with it, work with your mentors, come to consultations with the type of feedback to help you develop a specific competency that you need to work on. And you, in your own right, you'll be able to sort of identify some trends, etc. The tool is available, right, in terms of, because you have the feedback now, you have the data. So you can yourself think about some of the trends that you're seeing. Are you getting better at various competencies or not? So truly innovating in two specific areas, like I mentioned, the deep personalization of the feedback, but also the speed at which we're able to get you this feedback, because we're doing all of this without extending sort of our time in terms of how soon we can provide you the feedback. And then also, ultimately, just in terms of the feedback as well, as you can see in the blue at the bottom right-hand corner, just sort of a lot, I almost said a little bit, but really not a little, a lot of celebrating sort of successes. So able to sort of celebrate a candidate that's able to sort of demonstrate or rather score in the top 10 for a particular case study. So in this case, it was the baseline case study. Giving you sort of the reason why, or ultimately just a quick summary as to what set your attempt apart, right? What are the key drivers that almost allowed you to be in the top 10? What do you need to continue doing? So ultimately, we're not only well of development areas, but also the things that you do well that you need to continue doing that also needs to be highlighted and given to you as feedback. So here you'll see in the blue in the middle or middle left, sort of third column, you will see that your submission stood out for its clarity, depth of analysis, alignment with the number 9-point competency framework. You demonstrated good adaptability, lifelong learning, critical thinking, business acumen, and ethical leadership. So literally, it makes sense, right? Top 10, you're going to demonstrate all of those core competencies. And of course, behind this is the detail that rehashes some of that information. So really a massive innovation. And I think after giving the overview, I really want to give Rendani an opportunity if you want to add anything we have installed this year when it comes to N9. If you can, you're on mute.
So thank you so much.
I put you on the spot. Yeah.
Cool. Sure. Yeah, no, I think for us, yeah, this is something that when we created it, we were looking to say, how do we create value in the program? And one of the things that was coming up quite a lot was the frustrating nature of the APC, because a lot of our candidates were coming from the ITC, IAC world, where they had this bunch of question banks, which then they can attempt to improve their technique and so on. But one of the things that you're going to realize when you get to the APC is that it's not linear. It's not that you're going to get a 10-mark question and you answer 5 things and you get a pass. It's not a situation where the number of indicators are essentially the output. Because as Asen said before, there are these professional competencies that you will be developing. And now the question is, can we really assess professional competency through a mark? And even if you are to go and mark yourself, you've written a statement there, you might be saying that, yeah, it doesn't sound clear, but I'll be fine because I've got the keywords. That used to be fine from an IAC world, APC world. But here, because it's a professional setting, the quality of communication is also quite important. So we needed then a tool that allows us to live out to our principle of expert learning with a personal touch. We wanted to really have something that personally impacts your development, and it does so in an excellent manner and in a manner that made sense. So over the years, we then had this competency framework. This competency framework, we found that it was working, but it was therefore waiting for us to then get to mark you and then give you this particular feedback. And we wanted to call it a friend in between that will be able to do that. And this is where now this idea of having AI in this digital world to complement our expertise, to complement our approach, and to really deliver tangible value to our candidates came in. So in terms of the background, that's where it is. Because now you need to understand its value to you. If you may go to the previous slide, Ede, just to then clarify where this comes in, and to the question that Julie asked. Are you still there? Are you able to go to the previous slide? All right. Yes. So if you check this particular timetable, you will see that it talks about, if you look at the 25th of April 2026, there's a task attempt there. You look at the class on the 9th, task attempt, the 12th, task attempt. Because sometimes as a candidate, you go into class and you're like, but what Rendan is saying makes sense. This thing I can do. I can see my HC, I can see my name on the honors roll. Then you get to it to an assessment and you find that, oh wait, I really missed a mark by a big shot. Why? Because I had it. So this is now where this AI is going to come in and help you, because the power of it is the instant feedback. That the moment you click submit, it literally takes a couple of seconds to then process your submission and give you feedback on that 9 competency framework. So that particular report that Asen was sharing with you, it's literally done in less than 2 minutes. And now you are busy consuming and starting to develop through that particular process. And this is very important because it really then gives you the power to know what you are working towards. If you are coming and say that business acumen is not something that I worry about, and we hear that quite a lot from our CIMA ACCA candidates, which is true, then you're going to find that it is giving that feedback. Or more so, it might tell you that as much as it is on point, there's an opportunity to develop it how and so on. And this is not something that it has learned on its own. We've invested a lot of hours to get into it. If you are one of those that are curious about this thing, and I tell you that we have spent more than 20 million AI credits to get to where we are today, you'll understand the kind of effort that we've put in order to deliver something as impactful as this. But for us, it's all about the value that it adds to you. But one of the things that we are saying is that if you then look at the timetable and you see task attempt, task attempt, task attempt, task attempt, task attempt, it means those are 5 opportunities that our program can uniquely give compared to any other program out there. That is feedback, that is an opportunity to submit and get feedback that aligns and talk to what you are worried about. So when you are in class, you are not solving with us the things that we are solving. You are busy solving the things that affect you. When you ask questions, you are asking questions that will positively impact you. And that is that kind of power that we love about it, because it creates a personalized program in a group kind of scenario. And that is something that is quite unique, because you are developing personally regardless of whether you're in a group scenario, since you are dealing with feedback that talks to you, and that then really unpacks what you are strong in and where you need further development. So that is one of the things that you can look forward to. This year, we did it on a very light note, very few tasks while we were testing, piloting, getting feedback from our candidates. But one of the things that I can assure you is that if you look at this timetable and you commit to those tasks, then our idea is to say anyone that comes through this program will and should filter through to the end. And we are really looking forward to saying that we want to see the impact of saying a Julie coming into this program is saying that I want my certificate, that this particular journey, along with our AI capabilities, will ensure that you get there quite safely. You get there quite confidently. And when you step into the actual SAICA, ICAS, ICANN, APC, you have the same confidence that you're going to come back with it on your next sitting. So that is really where this thing fits in, where for us, it's not an extension to say we now not need to do anything more. We keep developing this tool, we keep looking at feedback, we keep listening to you, and we keep making sure that it really embraces our expert learning with a personal touch philosophy. So that is essentially what you can expect from it. And I promise you, we love this, and you're gonna love it. And that's something that I would really want you to look forward to. If it does not live up to your expectation, come back to us and tell us what you don't like about it, and we'll be sure to address it as early as possible. But yeah, that's something. Yeah, it excites me, and I hope that's clear. And I'm trusting that by the end of the program, you'll be excited as me about it. So yeah, thank you, Asen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rendani. Appreciate the background. Extremely excited. And yeah, thank you so much. I think this is probably the end of my piece of the presentation, Ele, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate all the questions and yeah, listening to our exciting program that we have planned for this year. Ele, over to you.
Thank you so much, Asen and Rendani, for all that whole lot of technical aspects. I'm sure you guys can see how excited my professional team is looking forward to having you and the passion which they have towards what we're looking forward to sharing with you. It's always amazing that we share it as a team, but even when I come here, they get me even more excited about this AI stuff. And like we say, that we are the future and AI is the future. And I hope that you are as much looking forward to this as they are and as we are to supporting you towards becoming that well-rounded business leader. That's what we aim to have. And in addition to that, for us to also to say that, Asen did touch up to you to say that one of the things which we also say is to say that, yes, we have the professional team who are also here, who are experts in their field. When he was going through the critical thinking, that Dr. Elton is the one who's going to be taking you through that when he's going through the business acumen, to say that we've got experts in the different industries who are going to be sharing this with you. But for us, one of the things which also rise up to our motto of saying that it's expert learning with a personal touch is to also understand that you need to be, your mindset needs to be in the right environment in order for you to be able to absorb all those 9 competencies they're referring to be able to say that when you come at a particular session and you're able to absorb what are the different skills you have. Hence, we have what we call the Wellness Hub. And really, for me, one of the things which I truly, truly love about it, and I'm very much passionate about it, is the different aspects the Wellness Hub offers to you as my candidates. The first one is the community. For us, we understand that even with your professional development, it's like life. We don't want you to do life alone. And one of the things which we have in that Wellness Hub is the community. To say that you'll find that, sometimes, when you're doing this APC, you'll be hearing people saying that I'm trying to engage with my loved ones, I'm trying to engage with my family, with my friends. They don't understand this thing. Hence, we now have built this community of the same people who are walking the journey with you. And that Aston was referring to Viva Engage. This is where you're able to engage with the people who are in the same profession as you in terms of the candidate, here we call them colleagues or candidates, I guess, and the other candidates would have been registered for the program. But not only that, we call it a community because you're not only there by yourselves, but we also have this group of mentors who are there to also be able to support and encourage you. We also have the professional team who are there when, like, for example, now Renani was talking, I think is Mr. Chambada, to say that drop me a Viva Engage. Let's see how we can resolve this issue. But for us, it's even beyond that to say that you have a community where you're able to get that encouragement from a wellness perspective. You have a community of someone who are able to just issue you with that motivational note when maybe you're feeling down and maybe the push is just not there to remind you of your why you are here. So this community, which includes your fellow candidates, which includes the mentors, which includes the professional team members, which includes just the entire community, to say that you're not doing this journey alone, but we are here to support you. And one of the other aspects, I can't remember if it was in this engagement, I was having someone who was asking me to say that, Ere, I hear Asen says that you guys have this program which is very powerful to make sure that it distinguishes me and it makes sure that I become that well-rounded business leader. We have also the candidates who have walked through the journey. We have also shared the testimonial. I think I shared a brief in one of the slides, but here in the Wellness Hub, you're able to say that, you know what, today, you know what, as a SEMA professional, I just want to hear what other SEMA professionals who have gone through the journey says about this program. Not only that, but who says about the journey of going through APC. How did they go through it? So you have those recordings where you're able to go to them, even the candidates who have gone through just the traditional route to say, I want to understand, I'm finding it difficult maybe in that point in moment. I just want to get someone else to relate, someone who can encourage me. So we have what we call candidate conversations, which one is the Wellness Hub have got those recordings, but also what we do during the program, we do invite the candidates who have gone through the program to come encourage you, to come also share with you some of the things which they've done, which have worked well for them, some of the insights, and in terms of also just to say that how do you navigate through it. So for us, is that part of the wellness aspects to say that you're not alone, but there's someone else who you can lean on in terms of just also going through the journey and also how they navigated through that journey. And over and above that, you have heard Asen talking to say that you will hear what we call our wellness experts as well in this aspect, which we take it as caretaking. You'll have someone who we'll be checking up on you to say, hi, Ere, I saw you were not able to attend a particular session, or hi, Ere, I saw that you didn't sit for this particular task. I see that there was a task in this particular class, but then we did not see your attempt. Is everything well? Is there anything which we can assist you with? Is there any way where we can support you? So you have that wellness aspect, that you have someone also who's also concerned about your progress, and that's what our caretaking team will also be doing. The mentorship, for us, one of the things which we are also proud about is that it's also embedded in the program to say that when you engage with your mentors, they understand the program. It's also the fellow recently qualified CAs, or those CAs who have gone through the journey, who will also understand to say that this is they will offer you wellness support, but they will also offer you some of the insights which they would have had on a one-on-one, because we also subscribe to say that when you have your mentor, it's they will not be in a group, but it's where you're able to engage even over and above just your well-being, and also in terms of how they were able to navigate through the CA journey. Again, as I said, that this is a community. So one of the things which we do there in the Wellness Hub is to issue some of the wellness tips, is to issue some of the wellness news, to just keep you also encouraged and rejuvenated, and also focus on the goal of you becoming that well-rounded business leader. Like I said, that we need you to be in the good mindset, so that when Asen and team come through with all those different competency, business acumen, communication skills, and critical thinking, your mind is ready to absorb, because your wellness was also taken care of. So for us, this also is to say that we understand that you are a well-rounded business leader, and there's also different initiative for us to also get you there. Hence, we have this Wellness Hub, which is also another exciting feature, which we continue to build and we continue to enhance for your benefits, to make sure that you are that well-rounded business leader. So this is what the team and what we will continuously have as part of the community and as part of the different wellness initiative. I think one of the things which I've also not put here, which is popping in my mind, is coaching. We also have our different resident coaches who will also be coming through to just also take you through in terms of how you also able to navigate and how you need to really set up your goals. They'll come in the beginning of the towards I think is at the development phase, just to also help you with those goal setting, how to structure your entire year in terms of the goal which you want to achieve, and they'll come through to understand how that journey is coming through about. So those that the part of that coaching session also helps you in building that for you to be in that well mindset to be able to absorb and to be able to really live up to become this well-rounded business leader you are. So that's what we also do as part of the Wellness Hub. And I'm just also going to go to the next slide in terms of